Yes.
So I have a friend that I now live very close to who, guess what he loves to do?
What?
Produce videos. He's gonna help me produce some stuff for my morning show. He's gonna
I
help me. Oh
saw
my
that.
gosh, I am so
I s
sneaking excited. I can't
Oh
hardly
my
contain
gosh.
myself.
I mean, you got this big mic. You had somebody come in and set up your system.
Well, I have okay. That was my whole thing.
Okay.
I have all the equipment now ordered. He came to set up stuff that I needed a lot of stuff for. So I now have all the equipment. So it's in the hallway and he's coming Friday afternoon. So hopefully it will all be hooked up then.
Awesome. Oh, here we are. Got some people coming in.
Hello, hello, hello.
Everybody's saying hi to you.
We started a little bit late. Sorry. Sorry, guys. We started a little bit late. That's my fault. I was talking. I can't help it.
Chatty Cathy over here.
When I see my friend, I like to talk to her.
We got
She's
the
a busy
things.
lady, so I like to take advantage of the time when I have it.
Dude, so are you. You got some things going on.
I love it though. I'm so excited. I'm living in the moment more and more, and it's feeling better and better and better. So,
Yes. Very
welcome
good.
everybody to the
Oh, it looks like
Consciousness Lab.
everybody looks like they're in on YouTube. Nice.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to the Consciousness Lab, friends. My name is Erin, Consciously Erin. I am a frequency and clarity coach, a master in frequency and vibration. If you got questions, I got answers. And I am joined this evening by my very beautiful, lovely friend, Melissa Henyon, who is a psychic medium. She talks to all kinds of lovely souls. Please say hello to her, Melissa. This is her show. I'm just here.
You're doing This is awesome. So I know you guys may not be able to hear me very well, and Erin, you can holler. I mean, there's really nothing I can do right now. I broke my darn mic today, so I'm doing the best I can. But if I'm hard to hear, I do apologize. Um, I short of screaming in the mic, I'm not really sure what to do with that. So anyway, psychic medium, animal intuitive. I'm actually going to be utilizing that skill set tomorrow. I will be at Bellbreakers, which is in Moxie, Washington, doing pet readings for a local charity. So I'm excited about that. And we have some topics. We have a few for this evening.
Yes, I'm here. We're here for everybody. Hello, hello. Trying to move from Montana to Oregon. We love the beaches and the mountains. Yeah, man. I hope that you make the move that you want to move. See, they can hear you just fine. I told
Oh,
you'd be
good.
all right.
Montana is gorgeous. And so is Oregon. It's a beautiful state. Hello from England.
Hello. Couldn't
Holy
sleep.
moly.
Lucky us. Love it. I get that not sleeping thing. Guys, last night, so my husband had a flight this morning very, very early out of Tampa. I'm not sure why he decided to schedule a flight that early, but Tampa's about an hour away from us, and in the morning there's a lot of traffic. So
Yeah.
we decided to go to Tampa last night and stay in a hotel close to the airport. He would take the shuttle to the airport. I could just come back, which was fine, except the hotel, guys. I couldn't find a comfortable spot on that bed to save my life. And I'm pretty sure that there was mold in that room because you know that
Oh,
musty smell when
yes.
you walk into
Yucky.
the room. And I
Yes.
had a headache. Oh my gosh. And as soon as I got out of that room, I felt 100 times better. So and I already have insomnia. So I was up all night, like all night,
Oh,
tossing and turning. So I am
oh,
looking forward to sleeping well this evening.
right. Oh, gosh. I was at a horse clinic with I have a coming 4-year-old. So I was at a clinic with her in the arena from 8 to 5, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Actually, Sunday was longer. Oh my gosh. It's like how old I am really hit me. I was like, son of a cracker, I'm out of
I
shape.
know, right? Like, I'm like, what happened to me? Like
Can't
I
move.
see the comment here. There is no such thing as a comfortable hotel bed. The older I get, the more true that is. Like I mean, I used to love going to stay at a hotel, and like, in hindsight, it's probably because I had a crummy bed at home,
Yeah,
because I couldn't
right.
afford a nice bed. Now I have a very comfortable, lovely bed, and
Yeah.
I just don't like any other bed. But even with my comfy bed, I still have insomnia. I'm up all hours of the night. I have tried everything. Everybody always very lovingly sends all their suggestions. Believe me, I have tried it. I've tried it.
Right.
It just doesn't, not my thing, I guess. I mean, and it's not like I'm tired, which is odd, right? Like I would expect to feel more tired than I do, but it's, I sleep in like hour and a half spurts, which
Oh,
is so bizarre, but I don't wake up unrefreshed, if that makes sense. And
yes.
I have a theory. My personal theory is I'm very sensitive to what my own energy feels like. And so, we know our physical body has to rest, but our etheric body doesn't. And if you're very active in your metaphysical life, I feel like I feel my body comes back, and it like startles me, right? Like I feel my physical body reconnect kind of. I
Yeah.
always wake up, and it's not like I'm hot and wake up. I want to be clear. This is not a night sweat like from a hot flash. This is, I open my eyes and instantly just covered in sweat. Just instantly, boom, like
Oh,
this. And then I'm freezing because of that, right? So I'm
oh,
not hot when I wake up. It's not until I open my eyes. And if you think about it, the movement of energy produces heat. And if I have a fast moving etheric body dropping down into my barely asleep physical body, that
right.
discharge of energy, it makes sense to me. So, I mean, as long as I'm not waking up feeling like a zombie, I think I'm okay. But
Yeah.
sometimes I just would like to sleep for 8 solid hours just to remember what it was like, you know?
Right. I don't think I've slept for 8 solid hours since I was in my 30s. That's been a minute, just saying. I got pushed to Facebook. Uh-oh. Well,
Uh-oh.
Nancy, you're on YouTube. Oh, shit. What did I
Well,
just-
Nancy, I'm glad that I saw you on Facebook. I saw your comment, so I did see you. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Renee. Hello to the people from Facebook joining. Welcome. I got to get sponsored by Sleep Number. Let me tell you something, Mary. Here's a story for you. So I want to be very clear that I'm not trying to say anything bad about Sleep Number beds, not at all. This is a personal experience. I had a Sleep Number bed for 20 some odd years. And when you buy the bed, it's warranted for like 50 years, and it worked fine. But over the last couple years, I have started to suffer from migraines more and more and more, and no medication was helping, and it was getting worse and worse concurrently. And we didn't realize, connected, my husband's asthma started to get really bad. He would wake up in the morning and couldn't breathe, and all kinds of stuff going on. We're moving to Florida. My husband accidentally, the Sleep Number bed was so like done with life. Like he went to move it
Yeah.
and it just came apart, right? We threw it away. We did not dissect the bed. We threw it away. We moved to Florida. We get a brand new bed. And lo and behold, I've not had migraines. And my husband has also not had any issues with his asthma. And I fully admit that we have moved states.
Yeah, I think
But,
that.
however, I came across a video on TikTok of a woman with a Sleep Number bed, the same model and year as mine. And she said that she discovered it was growing mold in the bed because it pulled air over a motor producing moisture, and it would get stuck in the tubes that blew up the chambers. Now, remember, this is an early version of this bed. That's what I
Right.
had.
Right.
And she said that she found it by accident, but she and her husband had also been very sick and couldn't figure out why, right? We didn't dissect the bed and look at it, but if you look at what symptoms of mold exposure are, like I can check every single one of those boxes. And it's interesting to me that almost immediately after not sleeping on that bed, it was all gone. So I have to
Interesting.
kind of make an educated guess and say, I think my bed had mold in it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's not
Yeah.
to say, I'm not saying anything bad about Sleep Number. You can look that girl up, that woman up on TikTok, I'm sure,
Yeah.
and find her video. But I mean, obviously, I'm glad that the bed broke. We got a new bed. It's very comfortable. There are no air hoses in it.
That's probably a good call. I mean, it would make sense if it was going to grow something. I mean, hoses blowing stuff. I don't know.
Right. I mean, it was
Yeah.
because of the way that version was built. It pulled air over a warm motor, which produced condensation in the air tube, which grew mold.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I was just reading. A lot of people are asking, what kind of bed do you have now? Possibly a water
What do I
bed?
have now?
Oh my God, do they still make water beds? Is that a thing?
Oh, I don't know. When my husband and I first started dating, he totally had a water bed.
My husband and I had a water bed when we first got married.
Yeah. The kicker
I have
was
stories.
yeah, the kicker was the heater didn't work in the water bed. So it was ice cold. I was like, this is a joke,
heater?
right? Like,
I don't even remember if ours had a heater. Was that a thing?
yeah, they all had to have heaters because the water would naturally chill just based on the build of the bed
I don't
usually.
even remember that.
But
That's
it wasn't
freaking
like
funny.
a heater to make it hot. It was just like a heater so it wasn't cold kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And his
Yeah.
bed was ice cold.
Oh, funny. Oh, funny. Well, ours had mirrors up above, and I have stories, but I don't want to embarrass my husband, so I'm not going to share them here.
Oh, goodness.
I kind of want to, but I'm not going to. Okay. So I thought it would be fun, just kind of go with the flow, see if people have questions. But we also started to talk. You sent me a video this morning, and I did watch it.
Yes. You guys, you know how much I love aliens, right? Okay. So we got Disclosure Day coming out in a few days. I also saw a video. You guys have spent too much time on videos. I saw a video today, and I cannot for the life of me remember who made it. But somebody pointed out that the release of Disclosure Day is 2 days after some major conjunction in astrology. Now, I don't know anything about astrology at all, but it was like some special day or something, June 9th or something like that. 3 days before or something like that. I don't remember, but it was like some kind of it was some kind of big astrological event in the last few days, or like yesterday maybe. I'm so confused on what today is. I thought today it was Friday all day. So it's been a messed up day.
It's Wednesday. I was just seeing I don't mean to interrupt you, so I apologize. But Lakeside Laura posted, yay, and then she put alien head. And I have been seeing that image in my mind's eye for several days now. So that was I was like, oh, okay.
Nice little confirmation.
Yeah. And I even asked my pendulum this morning. I was like, is that actually something I'm seeing because they're in my energy? And I got a confirmation, yes. Now, I've just been playing with this recently. Wouldn't say I'm proficient at it at all, but I do enjoy talking to it and talking to my guides through it. So anyway, I was playing with that this morning. So when I saw the alien head, I was like, okay, that's funny. Okay, and now I'll let you finish talking.
No, I'm listening. I was reading comments to see. Yeah. Someone says Jupiter Venus conjunction in Cancer. I wish I knew what that meant, but it sounds important. Whoever was making this video was very convinced. Do you see this timing? And he was so convincing. I'm like, yes, I totally do. Like, But what I sent to Melissa was the other day on yesterday, because today is only Wednesday. Good grief. I am in such a portal. Yesterday, gosh, David Grush, who is a whistleblower about the UAP phenomenon, he appeared on the steps of the Capitol, I believe, with a bunch of members of Congress, I believe. Burchett and Luna and a bunch of others are on there. And they were basically, nothing new was released here. Don't get me wrong. But they were very much saying, hey, we know you have better information and we need you to go ahead and let that out, is basically what they're saying. They were
Mhm.
really pressing the government, saying you're giving lip service to a promise that you gave to the people, is basically what Grush said. And then at the end, there's a Q&A, right? And I don't know exactly what the question was, but David Grush comes to the mic and somebody asks something to the tune of, how many different species of alien life is the government aware of? Something to that effect. And the exact quote, okay, the exact quote is, I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum from corporeal bipedal type life to what I would consider sentient plasma life, but there are several that the US government is aware of. I'm sorry, what? And then I had to think about that, because that word compendium, can you visualize in your mind what that means? Compendium is a lot. It's a lot. It's like the collection of a lot of stuff. Did you look up the definition? Because
I'm
it's a big
totally
word.
doing it right now.
But it means basically a lot. Total
Compendium.
knowledge or something like that.
No, just terminal. It's trying to give me it in what does compend.
COMPENDIUM.
I did spell that correctly. I did not spell does correctly. I put a 3 in there. A compendium is simply a collection of information gathered into one place, usually organized, concise, and easy to reference. A summary book, a master list, a master list. That's
Okay.
interesting.
So let's just think about that for a second. All right. But he says that it ranges from basically beings that walk on two legs like us.
Bipedal.
Bipedal corporeal is bipedal like us, right? To sentient plasma life, thinking, I don't know, orbs, right?
Yes.
Right? Maybe these things that have been written off, like, I'm not saying they are, but maybe something we need to think about is maybe some of these things that are written off as weather phenomenon, even though the weather people will say that they are plasma, like lightning sprites. Have you guys ever seen those? Those are freaky looking. It would not surprise me at all if that was some kind of leak between universes or leak between dimensions. I mean, come on, it looks like that. Like, come on. I think David Grush said something there that was massive. Like,
Yeah.
we really should be paying attention to this. This is what
Absolutely.
that's what I feel like.
I was just looking at the plasma, sentient plasma life. So highly energetic, found in stars, lightning, auroras, nebulae, capable of forming self-organizing structures, form stable cells. And you can tie this into, have you watched the recent Skinwalker?
Oh, girl. You know I have. Can you just stop? I have such a thing for, I want to go there so badly.
I know, I do too.
I don't even know if I could have a whole conversation. I wouldn't be able to talk. I would just, I just want to I literally want to sit down with Dr. Taylor and Eric at the table and be like, tell me everything. Like, I want to know. And I have this theory that it's like a garage door, that the signal that they constantly pick up is like a garage door signal. Whatever the bubble or the blob or whatever the F it is, it sends that signal out looking for a match so that it can open the portal. I mean, I'm telling you,
that was the reason
what it is.
And it's like this big globe that just, I mean, it was just
with a clear boundary, boundary that's demonstratable through scientific method.
Yes.
Like, it is undeniable what they're finding.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mary says, Erin, have you been researching on the asteroids that have been crossing our sky this year alone? It's wild.
I haven't. You know, you would think I would. I absolutely love astronomy. Like, I think it's amazing. I watched this woman on TikTok. Shout out to her. Her name is Astro Alexandra, or Alexandra Astro. I think it's Astro Alexandra. Alexandra. I can't even say it. She is I believe, a PhD in space science, whatever that's called. And she talks about a lot of stuff, like what the telescopes are sending back. And she does such a great job of explaining things. I get so hooked. She would make a fantastic professor. So I love her. So you would think that I have been watching more about it, but I really haven't been paying much attention, other than I've seen a couple videos of like things breaching our atmosphere. Like, I saw a hilarious video where this guy in Australia was trying to film himself taking a golf swing, and he looked down and this asteroid screeched across the sky, and everybody started going, "Oh my God." And he thought it was for him. Like, he was like, "Oh, thank you." Because he didn't see it because he was all bent down. It was pretty funny.
Right.
Anyway,
That's fun.
yeah, Skinwalker Ranch. It's a History Channel, or I believe it's History Channel show. Is it History Channel?
Well, we record it, so it just is magic. I just hit a button. So
I know. Mine is just on my DVR. I record it too. So I
But yeah.
believe it's History Channel. If you start watching it, I highly suggest you start at the beginning, because you can clearly see the science progress as they learn more and more and more about what they're doing. And I love that they use very transparent scientific methods. And Dr. Taylor's just amazing.
If my microphone keeps falling, if it's hitting your ears, I am so sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to keep it up until we get it fixed.
It's okay, girl. It's okay. So, I mean, I just feel like everything's kind of coming to a head, right?
Yes. Yes.
On
Yes,
Apex.
it is. Yes, it is. Shit is hitting and coming to a head. I saw it a bunch this week in a little group I did on Monday. There's a pivot point happening for real. So a lot of shifts, a lot of things that have been limbo are going to start to kind of level out a little bit for us. And I don't necessarily mean level out as in it's going to balance and everything's going to be perfect, but like those areas where we're holding on too tight. And those areas,
those triggers, girl, those triggers,
dude.
I hate it. I hate it, but it's true. It is so very true.
Yeah.
You cannot hold on to the behaviors and thoughts and habits that have kept you stuck where you are and expect to see yourself anywhere else.
Yeah.
And therefore, you have to confront, deal with, take accountability for, chase down, swallow, and get rid of all of those shadows that are trying to drown you out. And I mean, I know I've personally had some shadow moments in the last couple, probably 2 weeks, that I'm like, really? Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I can't, but I keep hearing, just to make sure, because you can't resonate where you want to be while you're holding on to where you are.
Yeah. And growth is inevitable and it's necessary. And sometimes it doesn't look so pretty and sometimes it frustrates people, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't still continue to grow into the best version of ourselves possible, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Even if some people don't like it, we still have to be us and authentic. Yeah.
Right. I do my best to be mindful, right? But I am still human. At least 50% still human, which remind me to come back to that. Don't let me forget that. I'm like 50% still human, right? If I'm in the middle of a thought process, or if I'm on a live and I'm seeing comments, sometimes I misplace that comment, or I think you're talking about something else. I apologize in advance if it ever happens. I don't ever mean to, but I'm trying to be better about it. It's hard though when I'm going in and out of a channel, if I'm going to be honest, because I'm like consciously here, then not consciously here. And I'm not necessarily sure where I left off in some things. So
yeah. And not that this is an excuse, but we both work with people on a daily basis. And sometimes there just comes a time when we're like, okay, and it just feels like an overload. And sometimes what we're responding to isn't necessarily the person in front of us as much as it is something that's happened, but they don't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've also been the recipient of other people's shadows. And I said this the other day on my live broadcast, my morning show. I said my new favorite phrase that I made up, and I love that I made this up, right? Is don't drop your shadows in my sunshine, please. Take them.
I did something about housekeeping. I mean, I went through a period where I kept giving people shadows. I'm like, what the F is happening? I mean, and I'm not innocent. I can be a booger some days, but I am not kidding you. I would just post something simple like, have a nice, this is just an example, but this didn't really happen, but something as easy as this, have a nice day. What do you mean have a nice day? I didn't have a good day. I had a bad day. Now I'm going to have a worse day because you said have a nice day. I'm like, holy God.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's in the air. I do. I think it's in the air. I've seen it in my own husband. I'm not going to tell the story here. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But he has acted out of character a little bit recently. Oh,
Did you do it too? Are you flinging shit? I see you did it too. It's our microphones. That's
well, it's the
communication.
wire was hanging
Yes,
down.
but that's still communication.
Yeah, he acted a little out of character recently. So I feel like a lot of us are feeling that way. I
Yes.
think it's the squeeze. It's the squeeze. You got to let it go. You cannot take it with you. I feel like somebody needs to write a song. You got to let it go. You can't take it with you.
Let's do it.
Da-da-da-da.
You could probably do that now.
No, you don't want me to. All right.
Don't ask me to sing because I'll do it.
Hello. I want to say hello to some people. Thanks for joining us. I see all of you guys over on YouTube joining in. Hey, Wade, what's up? Thank you so much. Dorothy, how's it going? You're not late. Welcome to the party, friend.
Telepathy,
Welcome to the
yes.
party. Deborah, hello. Thank you. Welcome from joining on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. Welcome
Hi,
in. Welcome in.
Samuel.
Hi, Samuel. What's going on? Amy. Yes, girl. Yes. That's so exciting. I love it when that happens, right? Like for me, synchronicities are like playing the hot and cold game with my guides, right? Like the more in alignment I am, the more synchronicities I see. If I go a few days and I don't have any or very few, it's a good opportunity for me to stop and be like, all right, where did I get off track? Like what's going on? For me, and I know everybody's different, but for me, I just get a kick out of seeing triple digit numbers. I'm not interested in what 333 means. I don't care. I'm much more tickled that I just saw it.
Yes,
And so
right.
stuff like that, there are some days where it's just exploding and it's like, wow, this feels so great. This is alignment. Everything's flowing. And then there's some days I'm like, can I get a clock anywhere? Anywhere,
Right. Yes. Thank you, Kathy. Blessings to us from Central Texas. I hear Lubbock. Is that near Lubbock? Is Central? I don't know. Where's Lubbock? Is that South Texas, Southern Texas?
I'm geographically challenged. You're asking the wrong person. If
I'm
something
geographically
happened
challenged.
and I didn't have a GPS or God help me, I had to go back to a paper map. But if I didn't have a GPS or a map, I probably couldn't find my way from here to my mom's house, and she's 10 minutes away. Like
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm good at.
Oh, ow! I just hit my foot. So what the hell is that? I just smacked my.
Yes, Deborah, there will be a replay. I'm sure that Melissa puts it up, but mine automatically goes up on YouTube, so you can always go watch it on the replay.
Yeah. I think mine automatically goes because I have it streaming there.
I think so.
But I also put it up on Spotify.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Panhandle.
Yep. Oh, the Panhandle. Okay.
Hi, Stephanie.
So I was going to answer this. Can you tell us about your animal senses are? Yes. What would you like to know about them? So for me, it is almost identical to how I connect with humans or people in spirit. So it's almost identical to a psychic reading or a mediumistic reading. So if an animal is in spirit, they can come through showing me what they look like. Often they'll show me how they passed, or they'll show me if they had run away, or if there's any physical pain. If they're alive, a lot of times what I get with animals that are alive is they will show me who they were when the person that they're connected to now was a child. That actually happens more often than not, that the pet reincarnates. So I see that a lot.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
When you say they show me, what does that mean to you? Do you see images? Do you feel things? Like what kind of stuff are you?
Yeah, all of the above. So sometimes I might hear it. But when I hear it, it's not necessarily that that animal is speaking those words. It's that they're triggering something within inside my brain that is giving me the words. That makes sense?
Mhm.
So it's like a vibration of frequency. My brain interprets it as a word. It's like telepathy if we're to communicate with one another. So it's pretty similar. That was a good question. If they have a lot of aches now I will tell you though, sometimes they don't always show you the pain. And I suspect if they're doing that, it's because there's something in a soul contract that needs to be played out with it. but a lot of times I will pick up pains in their body. Like if they use my hands, it's their front feet. If they use my legs, it's their hind. If they use, but if it's in my shoulders, it's in their shoulders. My neck, it's in their neck. I had a dog show me that, but this lady came to me. I was doing an event in public, and she says, "This animal is so afraid of my husband. What's going on? Can you help?" And so what the animal showed me was the husband was coming at the animal like this, and it was scaring her because that's big energy. If you think about that. So I said, "Well, he needs to drop his shoulders," and because he's coming at her with big energy. And she's like, "Well, he can't. His neck's fused." So he did this not because he was coming at the animal.
Okay.
Yeah. So they'll show us. I had a dog express to me that she had reincarnated as a sheep when she was a sheep in a past life, and a dog had chewed her up and she passed. So she reincarnated as the dog for a soul to understand that and balance that energy.
Okay. I can see that too. All right.
I know I would have never said that before because I never used to believe that our souls could be different things, but I have learned a lot over the last 12 years.
Oh,
So
girl.
we could be a tree.
Do you ever get to the point, because I know this sounds weird, but sometimes every once in a while, I kind of get to this point where I'm like, all right, no more. I don't want to know anything else. Like I'm good. I'm good right now. Like my brain is so full of stuff right now. Like it's going to take me 40 years to process this. Can we just not top it off today?
I feel like I'm the opposite. I feel like I get something new and something leaves. Wait, I used to know that.
Well, it's true, right? It's true. Like I feel like there's something on my forehead. I don't know what that is. Anyway, my lighting is going to be fixed.
So you're third
I lost my train of thought, but it's fine. I feel like I receive like chunks of information and I like can't think my way through it almost, you know?
Yes, I totally understand that. Just like even having a normal conversation and my brain is like, we, like, stay present, stay present.
Yeah. What's fun though is I looked back in my very first journal that I started keeping right at the beginning of my awakening experience. And this is so fun for me. And at some point, I had written in there that I was so frustrated. Like, why can't I find one book that tells me how everything works from start to freaking finish? Why am I have to read 7,000 different books? And I was so frustrated. And I wrote in there, one day, I'm going to make a book that tells how everything works from start to finish in one book. And girl, I did. Like, I totally did. I told you about this, right? Like,
that's awesome.
It's hard to see, but I did it. And I didn't even realize that. Like, it wasn't until I went back and reread that journal entry, I was like, oh my God, I totally did it. I totally did. So exciting.
And so how do you feel about having done it? Now, what are you going to do?
Well, right now I'm just trying to figure out how to get it published, right? A couple friends are helping me out with trying to figure that out. And then I want to try to get it out to as many people as possible. That's the whole point, right? After that, I don't know. Like this didn't start out as a goal, which is something that I try to teach people. Like your physical life experience is very goal oriented, right? We all work towards extrinsic goals most of the time in our physical life. You work for someone else, you work towards earning money, you're working for outside goals. So by universal law, your metaphysical life has to be 180 degrees different to create a balance. Everything I've ever created in this realm never began with a goal. It started with a passion. And to give you an example, I was frustrated because I'm like, I couldn't find this. And so in my passion to find this, I created this, right?
Uh-huh.
By pulling all the information together. Like it's the morning show. It never was a goal of mine. It just ended up, I was like, one day I'm like, wow, that sounds really fun. I'd love to do that. And,
Bam,
here
bam.
it is, right? Like there's all these things that you have to be careful to not work towards the goal because it turns something that should feel like passion into something that feels like work. And that's where you go off the rails and it'll slow yourself down because now you're feeling pressure to make it happen and it's a slippery slope.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have found that in my own life, something that kind of started out as fun and then it kind of went into a little bit more work related. Not that I don't still love it because I do, but there is pressure there to make sure I keep growing.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna put oh, this one. I thought this was cute. I mean, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. But I mean because I 100% believe we connect with each other in other lifetimes and other existences. So I don't think that's weird. I absolutely buy into that wholeheartedly. Um, we're a soul family. We travel together. In order for us to be connecting with each other right now, we have to have had a soul contract. So there's a very good chance we were connected in a past life.
Yeah.
You ever
I
met
would love
somebody and you're
to.
like, I know you. I just
Yeah,
know
I've
you.
met people like that before a couple times. I'd love to answer this question real quick, just follow up from Greensmith, right? It says, do you receive more than one thing at a time? So for me,
Where's
it's
that?
as if
Okay.
the best way for me to explain it is it's like I get the answer to the algebra problem, but I don't know how the answer happened. So then it takes me time to sort of work my way backwards through the problem, right? And like, I don't know how else to explain it. I get one solid chunk of information all at once. It's not like a stream of thought that's running, it's like a full block of information. And it takes me, now that's if I receive a download, which doesn't happen like as often as probably it could. I mean, it probably, I don't know how
Yeah.
often it happens. That's different than a channel. A channel for me is a stream of information that I am relaying to you in real time. It's just straight through. This is a download. This is like a block, like a file of information just fully uploaded to my hard drive all at once. And now I got to go through and see what are all these files called? What are in all these files? What does all this go to? That's kind of how it works for me. I don't know how it works for anybody else, but that's how it works for me.
Yeah. When I'm receiving information, sometimes, especially when it's a really strong connection, it comes in really fast. And I have a hard time with my mouth keeping up with my brain because I'm trying to spit everything out as quick as it comes in. Sometimes it can really overwhelm the person in front of me, especially if that energy is really high. It's just like, oh, fuck, hold on.
Yeah.
So we try to kind of slow it down and to make sense of some of it. Um, this was an interesting one. I want to throw this one up here real quick. A gray cat beheaded one of my chipmunk friends a little bit ago. Will he see his karma? So you're thinking of karma as punishment, is that correct? Because that's not what happens. And there is a soul contract there too, believe it or not. I don't necessarily believe in coincidences. Um, I sometimes I feel pretty confident we've chosen how we're going to exit and we choose our exit points. I also believe we have exit points set up in our soul journey. So, but we don't have to choose them. I almost drowned when I was like 6 years old, but I did it because a complete stranger saw me in the lake, swam out, grabbed my ass, and hauled me back in. But I could have had he not seen me. Okay. So that could have been an exit point. There's been a couple of times like that in my life that I'm like, that could have been an exit point. I could have just went popped right out of there, but I didn't. So I do think those happen. I think NDEs are exit points where it was an option, but they chose not to. So that is I don't know how I got on that topic because I think we were talking about how we receive information.
Oh, that's okay though. I'm glad you answered. I mean, I feel sad that that your chipmunk is gone. Unfortunately, it's very sad.
It is.
And I don't want to dismiss that, but you know, I mean, it's nature has a way of being like that sometimes, unfortunately. I hope that it didn't suffer. I don't know. I hope not, but
Yeah, try and if I could offer any advice on that concerning suffering or anything is to know that I have actually seen the soul pop out real fast. So there is no suffering. They receive what they need to receive and they're safe. Um, and that is, I don't want to diminish it either, but just know that they're safe. And if there is anything that needs to be balanced, it will absolutely get balanced. And you do not have to concern yourself with that at all. That will happen with or without you. Okay. But karma is a balancer, it's not a punishment.
right.
The soul doesn't judge. The soul doesn't see it as good or bad. The soul just sees what we're going through as lessons and experiences. It's the human that puts the labels on it. Okay.
Karma loves you. She's not a bitch. Be nice to her. She gets such a bad rap.
She
She's so nice.
She's so nice.
So Mary asked a question, and then Samuel asked a question right after it that I think we could answer together. So
Okay.
Mary says, "Thanks, Melissa, for answering. When you guys get downloads, when do you know the integration phase happens? Is your body driving it, or does the desire to break it down happen first?" And then Samuel asked, "Do you see image files, data files, or both?" So for me, integration is not something I'm necessarily aware of. And to answer you, Samuel, it's not any of those. It's a fully formed understanding of something. So to give you the best example I can, in this material that I created, right, there's something called the theory of everything. All right. This was one download that I received. And for me to process this, I had to start writing it out. And then I would write some here and then write some over here and then write some over here and then write some over here. And eventually I was able to connect it all together. I had to sort of process my way through it. It's very hard to explain. I just knew it. It was just all there, but it felt too large for me to be able to articulate it, right? Like it was too big for my mouth. It was stuck in my brain, right? And so I had to sort of work my way through it. That's, I guess, what integration might feel like for me, is sort of working my way through the problem. And it's not necessarily like I feel like I have to. I'm not feeling pressure. I'm not feeling anything. It's more curiosity. It's more like, okay, that's interesting. What the hell does that mean? Like that's more what it's like.
Right.
So I guess that's the best way for me to explain kind of how it works for me. It's so hard to explain.
I was going to say, I'm kind of struggling with, I'm like, I don't know how to put that into words. Because I feel like my downloads come differently, and I feel it, but I don't just mean differently than another human, but just different types of downloads in my own system. Like I might receive something from my guides, and then I might receive something from my higher self, or I might receive something from somebody else's guides, or something from an animal. So I feel like I have multiple levels of that going. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like there's multiple levels of downloading. And as far as integration, the integration phase, I feel like it's instant, but I don't feel like I always know that, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's
so hard to
explain. If I receive it and then I go to use it later, it's there. It's almost like it got filed back in the Ram Dass. What is that? You know, those old, it
hard
feels
drive.
like it's like in my hard drive. It got filed in there somewhere. I don't know how it happened. That's why I'm always telling people, if your ears start ringing or you start getting a buzzing, just, I received this download. You don't have to know exactly what's happening. Just allow yourself to receive whatever it is. I think we're getting downloads and upgrades all of the time. I've had certain buzzing in my chest or in my head or in my back or in my in my root chakra, and like, what's happening?
Well, and I think it's increasing in frequency as well. Like, I think it's also sped up. So yes, and more yes, right? Basically.
Yeah.
It is like an instant knowing, but it's like, if you asked me, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, if you asked me some complicated math question and I just said 42 and I was right, and then you go, how'd you know that? I wouldn't be able to tell you. I have to sit down and like process through the information. I think a lot of that is because the way my physical brain works, right?
Yeah.
I have ADHD, so that makes it hard for me to process information in certain styles. And I need to think my way through things. And sometimes I need to talk out loud to really understand what I'm processing.
Yeah.
So I'm like a backwards builder. I start with the answer and then I have to build out how I got there. You know, it's really the easiest way I know how to explain it.
This one. I was going to put this up here because I wanted to talk about this real fast. So I think she had that little chipmunk friend crossover also. So I think everybody knows I do QHHT. And when I was doing the studying for QHHT, one of the videos with Dolores Cannon, she had regressed a guy. And in that regression, he was a fish, and then the fish got caught. Bam, I'm a shrimp. Bam, I'm a this. I mean, he just kept going from uh, what is a fish? What are they? He was
They're
a
fish.
crustacean. He was a crustacean at one point, but he just kept going from those kinds of beings, and never once did the soul say, "Oh my God, oh no!" But it was like, "Oh, here I go. Oh, here I go." And I had that with a gentleman I regressed who was eaten by a bear, and
Who was what?
he was eaten by a bear,
Oh, goodness.
but he was like, "Oh, a claw. Oh, yeah." I mean, he was so neutral. It was so interesting that the soul was so calm and just showed what had happened on this journey and what the experiences were.
Interesting. Very
So
interesting.
so know that the soul is so safe and so loved. And I know we're the ones who have to grieve because again, we're human and we don't want to see anything being hurt or tortured for God's sakes. So we're just like, oh, like, but just know he's okay. He or she, not sure if that was a he or a she, but we choose our
Very-
parents. Yes, we do. Let's think about that. That absolutely choose our parents. And I have had so many people be upset with me for that. Like, you can't say that. Yes, I can. Um, we do choose our parents because the soul has infinite knowledge and infinite understanding of what it needs. So the soul may say, I need to learn self-trust and I need to love myself. And sometimes that love, because we're here on earth learning opposites. So we learn from opposites. So we learn to love when we see hatred. We learn peace by seeing war. So that's how we learn. Yes?
Oh, yeah.
So
Humans learn best through contrast. Absolutely.
yes. So we may choose parents who have had a difficult life. We may choose those parents. And I do believe it's before they incarnate. I believe all of this is done prior to the next section of our journey. So, okay, we're going to be this now. The soul needs to understand this. The soul needs to understand this lesson. Will you be this for me? I don't want to be a bad mom. I love you so much. I know, but if you love me, I need you to do this for me because I need to understand and learn this. So, if you can see this person who's making the horrible decisions as a soul that's here to learn too, sometimes, at least for me, it's taken some of the sting out of the behavior. Not saying it's going to eliminate it altogether, but it does kind of put things on another level for me anyway. It's like, okay, oh, I get it. They're learning. I get it. They're making choices. Okay. Do you want to add to that one on the soul? We choose our parents.
I agree. I believe we choose our parents. I believe also, I feel like I understand that it's so far beyond my capacity to understand why we would choose that I don't even try.
Yeah.
I understand that we as human beings have free will, and sometimes maybe that person came in with one plan and ended up on a different road and things went to shit and now you get to do it again. Like it's kind of one of those things for me. I try not to get too stuck in looking for reasons for things. I don't know how to say this without somebody getting mad at me. Without looking for reasons for things when truly the reason doesn't even matter because it's already happening or it's already done. And if you get stuck trying to justify or make yourself, and not saying that believe me, I'm not at all saying that your
Yeah.
niece is doing this. This is
No.
a separate statement from this, right?
Yes.
I just personally don't like to do that. I'd much rather stay in the now moment. This is how I'm feeling right now. What can I do about this in this moment? Right. Instead of looking at why this happened. I think there's a lot of us who've had people in their lives that weren't so great,
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but I did learn a lot from all of those experiences. It helped me become the person that I am. Would I do it again? Probably not. Am I grateful that I went through it? Yeah. It's complicated. It's very complicated to be human.
It is
And I
very
really
complicated.
think that my puny little human brain is not anywhere capable to understand all the nuances of everything. And this for me is one of those things where I've just had to make peace with. I just don't know all the answers to this.
Yeah.
I'm going to trust that it's working out, like, because everything else does. We can't, I don't cherry pick. So I can't say everything happens for a reason except this, right? Like
That's the
that's
thing.
not,
If you believe that concept that things happen for a reason, that there's lessons that are to be learned and to be had, and sometimes that comes through really difficult situations. And again, as a human, it can be difficult to wrap your mind around that. Like, why in the F, or why would I choose this? Well, you didn't. But again, the soul having infinite wisdom and infinite understanding. But do I think that everybody has to cross that boundary and do something that deep and disturbing? I don't think they have to choose that. I think free will comes in sometimes, and then they make so. I hope that helped. But free will is a thing. We all have it, and we all get to choose, and that's where karma comes into balance. It's like, okay, free will did this. Let's look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's a big subject, isn't it?
It is. It's
like
a big subject.
boy.
Greensmith has a great comment, though. They say some experiences need distance for perspective. I say this all the time. When
I don't
I
see
kick the
that, but
bucket and
that's a
I'm out of
good
this
one.
place and they give me the feedback card, I got a couple things I got feedback on. First, number one, why do humans have to only learn through contrast? Not excited about this one. Number two, what is it with hindsight? Like, can we just not do that? Like, I would love, because there's so many things that as you grow and you look back and you're like, wow. Like if you think about maybe your first romantic breakup, right? When it first happens, holy cow, your world is over. You're never going to love again. My 14-year-old self is dying on the stairs, but you don't have anything to compare it to, right? So of course it is the biggest event in your life until that moment. And when you look back, it can be easy to be like, oh, I just missed that. But also it's very true that as you mature, you see through different lenses, and maturity isn't about age, it's about knowledge, right? So the more you mature, the different lenses you look through, the more perspective you gain, the easier it becomes to see someone else's side of things. And not that makes it better or excuses any of the actions.
No, absolutely not.
But it can be very healing to see something from somebody else's side,
Yep. Yeah. And to not carry that pain in your heart. I think I've said this on here before, but I have had the pedophiles and people who've made horrific choices come through in readings. And when they come through, it is never because they're trying to be icky. It is always because I see the choices that I made. I am so sorry for the choices I made that caused you so much harm. It is time to heal. They do not want you to continue carrying that pain and traumatizing yourself further. And when they come through, that is not for them, that is for you. And people have a hard time with that because nobody wants to talk to that asshole.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Soulmates is in friends, not spouses. I think most soulmates are probably not spouses, to be honest with you. I had a soulmate who I believe she was a friend, but not in that way either. But soulmates don't have to be partners in that form. They don't have to be lovers. They can be friends. It could be sister, brother. It could be aunt, uncle.
And you can have many of them.
Yeah, it's those deep connections that you have. I think soulmates and what's the other one?
Twin flames.
That one gets so misunderstood and so misused and misrepresented and all the things. Because that's for me like spontaneous. I always just think spontaneous combustion.
Girl, yes. I have a whole thing. So this is what I understand about twin flames and soulmates. Okay. Your twin flame is a piece of the same higher self that comes down because there needs to have some sort of exponential growth in this experience. Yeah. So the combination of the two tends to be explosive in some way. And sometimes that's romantic. Sometimes it's crazy friendships. But what tends to happen is you come together, there's some sort of movement, somebody goes through a growth explosion and someone stays here. Yeah. Then there's something else, and then this person catches up and goes here, and you sort of push each other forward through the contrast you experience together. I have seen a lot of twin flame relationships that are romantic. I've seen a lot that aren't romantic. I've seen parental child
Yep.
twin flame relationships,
Yep.
all kinds of stuff, right? It doesn't mean that you have to stay in a toxic relationship. Please
No,
don't do that.
no,
Please don't do that.
no. We are not meant to stay in every relationship for the rest of our lives. Some of them are just here to teach us, to bump us up. We don't have to let them hold us down. I see it with people in marriages, and I don't want to offend anybody who's staying in a marriage that has lived past its due date, but that does happen, and that's okay. You're not a bad person.
People change. People
People
change. People
shift
grow.
and change.
I am not nearly the same person I was when I got married. I've been married almost 30 years. If I was the same person, God help my husband.
Yeah.
Like
Do you
I wouldn't
know?
want to be living. I wouldn't want to be living with a 19-year-old. No.
Do you know who Youngblood is? Has anybody ever heard of him? I got to shut my blinds.
I've heard
I
the
just
name, but I
blinded
don't know.
So he's
who
a
that is.
little rock star. He's just a little cutie patootie rock star. And I saw an interview with him, and he said to stay in it. And he's young. I don't think he's had a relationship that's been more than 10 years. I might be wrong, but he said you have to keep falling in love with them. And I think it was him, and it could be somebody else who said that. But it was because as you grow, you change and shift.
Yes.
So you do have to continue to keep falling back in love with them. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we outgrow and we grow on and we move in another direction.
And that's okay.
And
And
that's
then
okay.
a soulmate for me is the soft landing place. It's your safe space. It's where you feel like you can be who you
Oh,
are.
excuse me.
And it doesn't matter if it's romantic, platonic, it doesn't matter. You have many of them. We are gifted with the choice of many of them, So
Yeah.
at least that's my understanding of it.
Yep. I'm going to throw this one up here because I love this.
Oh,
My
yeah.
need to know was my resistance to hold
Good
me in
night,
victim,
Yvonne. Thanks for joining us.
in victim mentality.
Yeah, it'll do that. It'll do that.
Yeah. And we're not victims. You're not a victim. If you are watching this right now, you're not a victim. Life is happening for you, not to you. Make that shift to see where it's caused your growth so that you continue to grow. Okay, you're not a victim, I promise.
Listen, if you guys are movie people, so there's a movie I want to recommend to you, but I want to look up the name so I get it right. I saw it on Amazon. I think it was just included. Oops. And the whole concept of the movie, or no, it's the series. Okay, so the whole concept of the series is called Life After Life. And it's a 4-part British historical drama miniseries adapted from a best-selling novel. And it follows Ursula Todd, a woman who dies before taking her first breath in 1910, only to be continually reborn, living through the 20th century and endlessly repeating alternative lives. So each time she dies, when she comes back, she gets to that point, makes a different choice. And then she goes further, and then she makes a different choice and a different choice and a different choice. And it's such a great demonstration of how we can work our way through things. It's such a great movie, or I guess it's four episodes. It's called Life After Life.
Life After, oh, interesting. I'm going to have to check that one out. Hold on, I'm going to write it down. I will say that video you sent me this morning, they mentioned a movie to watch in there, or I don't know if it was a movie. Do you remember the name of that off the top of your head?
I don't.
Shit. I'm going to have to play it. Okay, I'll look it up. I was like, that's interesting when they're doing was it a congressional hearing? No, that wasn't a hearing. What was it?
It was like a press conference.
A press conference, and they tell you to watch a movie about what's going on. You're like, what? What? About all the aliens. Life After Life. Okay. So I wrote that down, so I'll try to watch that one. Get to a few more. We're after 6, so we'll probably start wrapping up.
We're after 9.
Oh yeah. Yes. Or 8 or 7 or 5, wherever you are. Okay.
Yes, Life After Life, Amazon Prime Video. Thank you, Coach Kathy.
Oh, this one I thought was interesting. Real quick, I'll throw it up here. I was regressed back to my birth. Yes, that can happen. I felt my emotions. I felt my mother's emotions. I was like being her, reasons for why things get complicated, but it healed the rift, and I give her a hug. See? Yeah. I was regressed by my EMDR therapist, and I was in the womb, and I was experiencing all kinds of weird stuff. I was like, what is happening? So just so you know, they're very aware of things that are going on. Just saying. It's like, just saying. Okay. Night all. Oh, that was Yvonne. Okay. All right. On that note, we'll probably go ahead and.
I just want to answer one last
Hi,
question
Rochelle.
from Binks1431.
Oh,
Says, if
okay.
family is cruel to you, is it bad if you no longer have contact with them? I've
Mm.
always been the black sheep in the family, and they truly affect my sanity. Just don't want to ruin anything. No.
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 That doesn't mean.
No. Maybe the growth is you making that choice. Maybe this is a cycle that's being broken, right? Like this is you making a choice to save your sanity. I'm very hesitant to say that you should ever cut somebody off, but you can walk across the bridge without burning it behind you and leave space for someone else to grow. However, if you leave space for them to grow and they burn it down, then that's a choice they made, right?
Yeah.
I just, for me personally, I try my best not to cut anybody out of my life completely, even if I sort of ghost them for a little bit. Sometimes it's not purposeful. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
terrible at
yep.
texting people back, but if I just need to withdraw a little bit, it's not usually because I don't care for them. It's because there's something going on with them that they obviously need to deal with, and I'm not making it better. So
Yep.
I'm just going to pull back a little bit,
Discernment is so powerful as we move through these times where we may have to step back from people. If they are shrinking you, then it may be time to step away. If you're annoyed with them because they're causing your growth, maybe it's not time to step away.
Right.
So discernment. But you are the only one who knows what that is like for you. You have to trust yourself.
Right.
That doesn't mean we don't also make mistakes, when stepping away from something too soon.
Yeah.
But we figure it out. Okay. So great question. Okay. Rochelle says, I watched that too. When Tanya, I was drawn towards the hydrangea bush and found a large owl feather. Can you tell me what a message the owl has for me?
Oh, excuse me.
Feels like separation, interestingly enough. Okay.
I lose hair like crazy. And you know how you get the one that's hanging and it's like tickling you on your arm and you can't freaking find it? Oh my gosh, drives me crazy.
I'm going to look this up for her real quick. Where did you have the hair tickling you?
Everywhere, because it was on my back, so it was just floating around. I have an amazing ceiling fan in here.
Oh.
And it's whipping everything around. Like you should see me try to light incense in here. It's like a game. I'm like chasing it around. Like, oh,
because that's a sign from spirit. You know that. Like if you ever had it on your face and you're like, where is that? Get that hair off my face. That is a very symbolic of spirit in your energy.
Yeah, no, this was definitely hair hanging.
This was hair. I was like, oh, who's with you? Owl arrives when something in your life is ready to be seen with truer eyes, not the eyes of fear, habit, or old stories, but the eyes of clarity, intuition, and higher knowing. Owl is the one who cuts through illusion, the one who sees what others see. And that is connected to, it comes with hydrangea, a flower of emotional truth, heart healing, and softening that follows deep understanding. So there's some shifts going on for you. I almost feel like I want to give you the number 9 to go along with that. That's emotional maturity, spiritual refinement. Okay. Anyway, great questions tonight.
Yeah, it was a great time. Listen,
Yes.
if you guys want to find us, right? I do a live broadcast morning show Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9 a.m. It's on YouTube and Facebook. It's similar in style to this, where you can ask your questions and come be part of a group. It's free. I am going to do it as often as I can. I have a lot coming up in the next few weeks, so you may not see me on some of those days. Just know that, but I'm doing my best. Also, private sessions and all the stuff at my website. It's the same as my name, consciouslyerin.com. Please be mindful of the scam accounts.
You have a lot.
I do.
You have a
Please,
lot.
please be mindful of the scam accounts. You guys, I promise you it's not me. It's not me. It's simple and easy to check. If you click on the
Yep.
profile picture, if it doesn't have over 2 million likes, it's not me. So please be mindful, okay?
Yep, that's a great reminder, by the way. Very great reminder. We're never going to reach out to you and ask you to pay us for a reading. We don't do that. I don't do that. I'm
I
not.
don't it's again it goes against my personal ethics. I won't read your energy unless I have your permission, which is also
Yeah,
why I don't read energy of people for other people. Like,
yeah,
is so and
but
so thinking of me? Personally, I think it's none of your business. Let's talk
yeah,
about why are you so worried about it? Like, the way my energy works, I need people to understand I am not a prophetic psychic. You can't come to me and ask me what's going to happen in the next 5 years of my life. I have no idea, but I am an in the moment frequency modulation coach, right? So I entrain your frequency to mine. And when that happens, I'm able to help steer the conversation in a way that provides answers to you about what's currently going on
yeah.
in your life. So bring your questions, bring all the stuff. Or if you just want to know about manifestation, vibration, law of attraction, I'm your gal, man. Just hook it up. Like, check it out. Mediumship, she's your chick. Ooh, that almost rhymes. Mediumship, she's your chick. Okay.
Mediumship, I'm your chick. That's funny because my husband watches a show that drives me nuts where the guy calls his wife, "Hey, chick." I'm like, "Don't call me that." So that's actually funny. I do want to say real quick for my Patreon peeps that are on here, I was scanning just to see if there were any questions because I always try to prioritize them. I didn't see any. So if you guys asked me a question and I didn't respond, you know what to do with that information. So make sure you're reaching out because I was
Awesome.
scanning. I was scanning.
Awesome.
Okay. I have a website. It's just my first and last name, melissahenian.com. I have a Facebook page where I try to share quite a bit. I have a Patreon page that I've been really working on growing, sharing content, sharing information. I like to dig into psychological stuff, why we do things the way we do, what causes us to do something like this, what happens when somebody's trying to manipulate us. I found that this year, my somatic responses are amping the up. I feel things. I'm trying not to say I feel everything because what I was discovering is I was speaking that into existence and I was feeling everything. And that's a lot to feel. So now I feel things.
Yeah. Last side note. So lately, my channel, like when I'm doing readings and stuff, is blasted open. And I literally one day on camera, I was doing a live session and I was like, I said something out loud to the effect of, this is a lot. I'm still having to adjust. And I heard in my mind, but you asked for this. And I'm like, I know. Like,
It's
thanks.
like flick.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So everything's amping up. So pay attention to what you're feeling. Don't discount your feelings. Don't discount your stuff, man. You're smarter than you think you are. Give yourself credit where it's due. And
Absolutely.
you do you, boo thing.
Oh. All right. So I was just trying to look at our next date. Oh shit, oh no.
So we're
what did I
supposed to do this again next week, but I don't think I can because I have to pick my husband up from the airport that evening.
Okay, that's okay. We can absolutely we can do whatever we want or what we need to. And I always find like if not always, that's not true. Sometimes.
Do you want to do this after the live?
Yes, let's do that. I will keep you guys posted. What a day. All right. You hang
Bye,
tight.
guys.
We'll say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. If you're on my Patreon and you asked a question and I didn't see it, you know what to do.